This is The Way You Lead, a show for the new era of leaders who are ready to rise. I'm Joshua Church, and every week we explore how to lead from the inside out with strength, heart, and authenticity. Through stories, strategies, and conversations with embodied leaders, you'll gain what you need to lead yourself and others in today's changing world. The way you lead matters, and now is the time to step up.
All rise.
Oh, that's good.
All drop. Hot tub.
Hot tub. This is a first.
Yeah.
A hot tub podcast.
Amazing.
I think it's only
A hotcast.
a hot cast. I think it's only fitting.
It
We've
is.
had a lot of firsts together,
Yes.
especially in the podcast world.
Yeah.
First international podcast I've done
Oh,
in
yeah.
Spain. First podcast in Iceland, and first you, me, and John podcast we did here too.
Awesome.
And now first podcast in the hot tub.
Let's go, bro.
Go. So good.
Oh.
And this is a pretty fun moment right here because we're wrapping up week 2 of 2 weeks of back-to-back retreats, 2 different groups, over 20 people that we've just had through. So we're deeply within their process for. How are you feeling? What's present for you right now?
Oh, I mean, as we decided to go into the hot tubs, we have given our group the prompt to deeply reflect on the week and on everything that they received from this week in terms of value, in terms of meaning, and also making it practical and specific so that when they go home, they're really clear about what, they get excited about that conversation that they're going to have that can really change their trajectory, their life, that thing that they've been avoiding. And as they are going through that process, you asked me, hey, do you want to still do the podcast? And I was like, maybe a little hot tub up front
Yeah.
or now. And you came with a big smile as I'm here in the hot tub. Shall we do it in the hot tub?
This is perfect.
And I was like, oh yes.
Yeah.
Let's go. So it's so beautiful because now, and they're processing.
Right.
And I mean,
We got to do the same.
we get to do the same.
Yeah.
And so I feel like we're really leveling. And there was a part of me that wanted to tuck in a ball and rest and recover. But one thing that really came to me here in this week is also we just shared our stories to the group. And I want to practice opening up my voice and opening up my experiences in life more, and you give me that opportunity here through this amazing podcast of yours. It has been such a joy the first time, and maybe a part of me was like, tuck in the ball, like you don't have to. But that's old Joren, who's like hiding,
for sure.
And you asked me to have a conversation about the topic that we're gonna go into, and part of me feels vulnerable. Part of me feels vulnerable, but I'm also, I have so many conversations around this topic during the week. So let's talk about it and open it up. And I don't feel I'm an expert around this topic, but I'm very experienced around this topic at the same time. So
That's it.
let's go.
So good. Well, thank you, and thanks for sharing where you're at and the vulnerability. That's essential. That's everything. It's everything we talk about, and it's essential for this show and for this podcast as well. It has taken on a new meaning for me of find the others who are willing to have the honest conversation, the vulnerable conversation, because that's where we grow. That's where the juice is, right? That's where the squeeze is.
Yeah.
And you say you're not an expert, but I would beg to differ personally when you think about how many people you've worked with specifically on this topic around masculine, feminine energy, polarity, relationships as well. Like, I've been so inspired by watching your journey. I've seen you step up and grow and evolve through the years as well. And like the Joren that I'm sitting here having this conversation with is like, is a whole different man than I met, or that was when we first even recorded this podcast a few short years ago. So, yeah, I guess I'm curious because I'm not in a relationship and I haven't been in a long committed relationship like you have, and now you're married, you have a kid, little Nikki, so cute. Those videos, oh, it just melts, so good. So I'm just really curious to hear your journey, because like I've seen distinct shifts along the way. Like, I mean, even for you to be married and with a child feels like, I mean, the Joren from, I don't know, 5 years ago, did that seem like that was a now reality for you?
Yeah, oh my God. So, I mean, I love going deeper into it because it challenges me to really reflect on my journey, and I can also I can really look at some of these bigger questions now where I didn't know these questions were there. Like, I was in an 8-year relationship with my wife now, Elena, and
Bless her.
the love of my life, really. And I, oh my God, she is my greatest inspiration, teacher, lover. And when I reflect on my younger me, I've been afraid for so long to start a relationship again. And I think it was 26, 27 where I was like, okay, I give up. I'm not even gonna try anymore. And then I met her on my path, and she really showed me devotion and loyalty and being committed. And I learned through her, like, wow, this is what a union can look like. This is what real love can look like. And I started to deepen into that trust. And as my nervous system started to learn more about what love is in a relationship, devotion and commitment especially, I could also see that a part of me was really afraid to commit and have babies. Fears around the grass is maybe greener on the other side. It's this one big life decision of committing, and then what if it fails? What if I'm making the wrong choice? Like, all of these fears and these stories of my mind that led me to not fully commit. And we could go deeper into that a little bit and how that showed up. But the other question was, 7-8 years into my relationship, like, I'm now 35. This was 2 years ago. She's 36, 1 year older than me. Through her questions, basically, like, hey, Joren, where are we going in our relationship? Like, in society, there is, in the paradigm, and I do feel there's a big shift, but marriage isn't celebrated as much, at least not in my environment. My parents were married in a very small circle. Didn't really talk about marriage as this beautiful thing and this beautiful union. So I wasn't really prompted or inspired to really get married. I even felt a little bit that it was a have to. But Eleanor was asking me, like, so where are we going? Like, I mean, I know I can get babies later, but like, you're 35, I'm 36. Like, what's your vision?
Yeah.
And this was already going on a couple of years, where she was asking me about my vision and where we were going in the relationship, and that used to trigger me so much. Like, I don't know, I need to work, I'm don't ask me this right now. It's too much of a question. I can't go into this right now. I was avoiding that.
Oof.
And I realized that a part of me was just afraid to commit.
Yeah.
And so,
When did that switch flip? Was it a moment, did she really push? Or was it a moment where you came to this clarity of, oh, I need to set this vision?
yeah, I mean, there was a moment like 2.5 years ago where she was like, Joren, I feel unsettled. And I feel stressed not knowing where we're going. And I feel a lack of safety in being with you right now because I don't know where you're leading me to.
Right.
And
Oof.
and that also led to higher emotions, and it came out in a higher emotion. And that gave me like the last real challenge really to dig deep and inquire like what is preventing me from committing here.
Yeah.
And when I dug deeper, I went to fear. Okay, fear of commitment, and deeper fears around when I commit, then babies, children, will I be able to provide? Will I be able to lead this family abundantly, financially? There's all these questions like, will I be a good father? Will I be a good husband? And when I connected with those deeper fears, it became clear that I am avoiding an opportunity to connect deeper. And one question that really landed for me was asking myself the question like, who do I want to be? And how do I want to be as a man in this world? Do I want to be a man who is half in, half committed, just flowing around without a clear direction, and with my wife being afraid of where I'm leading her? No, I want to be a man who gives clarity, who my wife can trust, who is all in.
Yeah.
Really. I want to be someone who's all in. And that became like a strong yes, where I saw like, I don't want to be half in. I want to be all fucking in here. And so I started to see that pattern as well in other areas of my life. Like, hey, how am I not all in that area of my life? And I started to see that pattern. And through that inquiry and that deeper listening, something shifted where I was like, I want to be like that. I want to be him who is leading his wife into safety, who is leading his wife abundantly, who is, creating clarity.
Yeah.
And so that she can soften, she can ease, she can be. And that's where I really started to see, like, wow, when I step up as a man, there is a certain masculinity, a certain power, a certain depth that started awakening. Like, hey, I want to take on this responsibility.
Yeah.
I want to be like that. And boom, from that energy and going through that fear, we didn't have a big wedding.
Yeah.
But we were like, let's get married,
Love it.
like right now. And so we had this beautiful ceremony. We bought rings, and we were officially married. And the moment I had this ring on, a weight dropped off of me. All of that energy, that doubt, like when I commit, maybe I'm making the wrong choice, or some of my energy was maybe sometimes going outward, like grass is greener on the other side. All of that dropped, and I felt, boom, this is my wife, this is my woman. It became a decision, and a decision that didn't come only from my head, but from my whole being. I felt such a fucking yes. And from that place of being that man that I wanted to be, like this all in to life, all in marriage, all in making babies, all in my purpose, and deepening into my meaning of life. The weight shifted. All of my energy, my focus, and my love got directed to her, and from there we connected on a deeper level. There was a trust, that question of where am I leading you to. I started connecting with that more, like my vision and what I wanted in a relationship, and I started to allow myself to want children. And so we're like, okay, this feels right, this feels amazing. We're both in, yes, boom. A year later, we conceived, and baby Nikki is here since October last year. My 5-month-old daughter, our first daughter, and I can't even describe the purpose I feel now in life. Everything gets more meaningful, and I didn't know that feeling is what I've been longing for all along. Yep.
Oh, that's so good.
Yep.
A lot to unpack there. One of the things that it strikes me about that story too is a principle that we work with a lot in these weeks and in transformation with other people, which is how you do one thing is how you do everything. And so as I hear you share the story of this fear or lack of commitment or lack of declaring and going all in on your relationship, that was showing up in other areas of your life as well.
Yes.
And that's such an incredible awareness, because usually where there's a pattern, and the whole theme here this past 2 weeks in Iceland has been pattern hunting. We're pattern hunting. We're hunting and breaking patterns, because the way that the way that our inner voice talks to ourselves when we're about to go in the cold is also revealing about how we show up in life in general.
Exactly.
So it's such a great theme, and while you were in that inquiry, you were conscious of that. You were like, oh shit, maybe this is showing up in all these other areas.
Yes.
Sounds like.
Exactly. Yes. And again, the question came: do I want to be like that? Do I want to be an uncommitted man? Do I want to be half in? Where am I leading my life towards to? Like, what is my vision for my life? And I learned that as a man, it is so empowering to connect to a vision, to bring in more structure, to bring in more clarity into the relationship. And when I did, our arguments got less. She softened even deeper into her nervous system. One thing I really learned being in my relationship with Elena is when women complain, I used to withdraw when that would happen. Kind of like a stonewalling response. But I learned through some of the work of David Dada and John Wineland, like some of these, to me, amazing teachers. There was a line that I believe John Wineland at some point said, like, the complaint of a feminine, the complaint of a woman in a relationship is often an opportunity for us men to grow. So when she's asking about a vision or where we're going, it actually revealed in me that I wasn't really embodying a masculine quality there that would actually help me grow and help her feel more safe and drop into her feminine. And so the gift of clarity Where am I not clear in my life? Where am I not clear in my direction, in my action, in my word, in how I show up, in my vision? So through her complaint, that's what it revealed me, and how you do one thing is how you do everything.
Yeah, it's so good. And just to build on that concept, I think a lot of people listening are probably somewhat familiar with, as you're saying, stepping into your masculine or her softening into her feminine. But I know a lot of people aren't. And so I'd love for you to maybe just explain a little bit about the masculine and the feminine energies that we have within ourselves, the yin and the yang, and within each other, and within relationship, and within man and within woman. I'd love for you to share a little bit about what's present there, and if you can point the mic like more towards you. There you go, like more like that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I'm curiously discovering this myself, what that means to me, and it's so interesting to go to my own personal experiences of what masculinity is and what femininity is and how it shows up in society. But the way how I've made progress in my relationship is really understanding what is masculinity better, what is femininity, and so we have both of us, men and women, have masculine qualities and feminine qualities. They all live inside of us, and the way even saying it is often seen in society as like unconventional.
Sure.
And like almost like a taboo. Like men have a big spectrum of what it means to be a man, providing, being on purpose, creating structure in your life, creating clarity. A metaphor for masculinity and femininity is maybe when you look in nature, you can really clearly see like the trunk of a tree is like a grounded presence, it's like a structure, and it is still. It doesn't move as much. The branches and the leaves are moving. That's where there is flow and fluidity. And so even in nature you can see it all the time. Like masculinity is more structure. Maybe the trunk of the tree is like a physical strength as well. There are that's more natural for men. Or like with the universe, like the universe is one structure. It's a stillness. It's like an infinite stillness, like a silence. And within that structure, within that silence, everything can move. So masculine is like presence, deep presence. And femininity is everything that moves, all emotions, the leaves. That's a metaphor or framework that has really helped me see, okay, when am I in my masculine or when am I maybe in my feminine?
Right.
And again, we all have feminine energies and masculine energies inside of us. And what I learned is it's not so much about not being in your masculine or not being in your feminine. Both are amazing expressions of being human. But with men, we feel more empowered when we are connecting more to some of these more masculine energies and attitudes and skills and physical challenges and expressions. And maybe the softer part in us, the feminine part of us, is how connected are we with our emotions? How vulnerable can we be?
Right.
And can that masculine side in us, that is holding a structure. Yeah, like a mastering the nervous system, basically. Can that nervous system hold emotion,
Yeah.
darkness, like fear? So the deeper we practice our masculine in our posture, in our breath, in our word, in our actions, the more life around us will flourish.
Yes.
And the more emotions can move. And the more we are in our masculine as men, the more the feminine can be. Yeah. So when that tree is rooted, like when the wind comes, when the storm comes, when that tree is rooted, it can storm, but the tree has its structure, the tree is connected, the tree is embodied, and it can handle the movement.
Yeah.
Whatever the movement, however intense, it will, it is built for that movement to take place. And just like in a relationship, the more I'm present, the more I'm connected to my power, to my balls, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. The more she will feel that.
Yeah.
And the more she can rest, and the more she can be. And that is a practice of itself. Hey, am I connecting to my power? In a conversation, am I present? When she is emotional or there is a complaint, instead of getting reactive or withdrawing, can I ground myself and hold space for those emotions? And then when there are emotions and the first wave of emotions come, can I say, baby, you're so welcome. Is there more? Like, is there more? I'm here. I got you. You know? And boom, just asking that question makes her already soften and relaxed. And, we have deeper connection instead of me regressing and being afraid of those emotions and withdrawing, really.
The irony, too, is that we can only hold space for others as much as we hold space for ourselves.
Yeah.
And we can only be comfortable with others expressing and moving with and through their emotions as much as we're willing to be present for ourselves. So the kind of dichotomy that I see here as well is, in order to be that masculine that can hold that structure, that space for the moving water that is the feminine, in order to do that properly as a man and to be embodied in that masculine, we also have to be embodied in our feminine to be able to go to those depths within ourselves. Because that's the only way we can be comfortable to be able to sit across from our partner and say, that's the only way you could be comfortable to sit across from your partner and say, is there more? What else?
Yeah.
Or, hey, baby, what do you need?
Yeah.
And to be able to ask that, because if you're not within yourself able to go there, then there's no chance you can go there with her. And instead, you'll probably shell over or harden over. And then that creates tension and friction
and non-connection.
And non-connection.
Yeah, exactly. What you're saying is so important, because for everybody listening, it's like the way we can hold space for ourselves, we can only hold space for someone else at the level that we can hold space for ourselves. And so this masculine presence, instead of asking my wife, like, hey, what do you need? Or simply being present, how much can I hold space for my own anger?
Yeah.
And allow myself to let that anger move through me in a healthy way. Yeah, I used to, when I was younger, totally have no mastery over anger. I would smack my knuckles against the wall in a time of depression, or when life hit me with curveballs that I couldn't handle. And those same questions I ask myself. Hey, dear body, I notice sadness. I notice grief. I notice anger. What do I need here? What do I need that I'm not maybe giving myself? Just asking that question. Maybe I cry. Maybe I'm invited to go onto a walk, because my body will communicate. My body will say thank you. You know, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And I now have my little daughter. Like, the moment when she cries, the moment I pick her up and I'm present, and I'm like, she starts smiling. It's like polarity at work.
Yeah.
It's like presence creates being. Presence creates the opportunity to, I'm safe. Now I can relax and I can be. And so, yeah, we get to practice that in every daily ice bath moment, doing breath work, going onto challenges. Like, it's all so healthy for the masculine to discover himself. What are my edges? And what am I made of? How much am I able to hold and to challenge myself?
Yeah.
And that's a sharp that we can keep on sharpening.
So true.
A sword that we can keep on sharpening.
So true. And I'm curious too, because you do a lot of work with men. You've led men's retreats only, and then a lot of work with women, and a lot of mixed work as well. And one thing for me that has been so helpful in my journey, and this is a theme we see in retreats with at least one or two people that are similar to this, and I always relate very well to them because that's been the path for me, which was I was super in my masculine, and I was go, achieve at all costs, like direction, like it was never an issue for me to be like, I'm gonna go get it done. The thing that I was neglecting was the emotional body within myself, and embracing that inner feminine and the inner feminine qualities to be able to notice my body and my emotions and be present with my emotions and allow them to move and to soften a bit and to recognize that through vulnerability there is strength. And there's an extreme amount of strength in vulnerability and softening into myself and building. And as soon as I started building and working to practice that counterpart, it was incredible what happened. And the cold, that's why I love the cold as a teacher of mine, because the cold teaches that the cold requires that presence. It requires that surrender. You can't, I when I tried to take that grit, white knuckle my way through the cold, I got, as I just shared my story, I got slapped silly. I got slapped across the face. The cold humbled me real fast, was like, yo, hold my beer, watch this. Like, the cold slapped me. And it wasn't until I started working to embrace more, and then how I saw that translate over into my work, into my relationships, into my friendships, into communication. Everything was huge as I started to awaken this other side of me. So I'm curious, like, that's a common theme that you see within men, or the masculine working with and embracing the feminine, and also the feminine softening into their feminine and embracing their masculine at times too. But I'm curious, with all the people that you've worked with, like, what are some of the common themes that you see that are present in most people, if you were to make some generalizations that you can see when it comes to this polarity and when it comes to masculine and feminine energies?
Yeah. So, beautiful question. There are some very clear patterns, and I can also talk about myself because I go through these motions still, where I see myself collapsing, or I feel I'm not showing up in my power, or I feel like I don't want to be vulnerable. So it's I want to make that clear, that it's like a continuous dance, and it's not like, okay, now I'm always there. But yeah, some of the things I clearly see is that a lot of men are not clear in leading themselves. So because they're not clear in themselves, they're also not leading their women. And what that creates is that, because of a lack of embodied masculine, healthy embodied masculine presence and embodiment, this shifts polarity in relationships. So lack of clarity in the self as a man, lack of leadership in where am I going, who is taking care of the finances, who is creating the structure, who is planning dates, who is paying for the bills, who is paying at the restaurant for the bills. Like that provider role and that clarity, like, this is me, you can rest, I got you. Like, with me, you're safe.
I know there's some women listening to this right now that are like, oh, that's all I want to hear.
Yeah. Yeah.
And probably some that are also triggered. Probably some that are also...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, why is it so triggering? Because in society now, there's this big movement of, as women, you need to build your business. Don't trust a man because a man can't lead you. So make your own money. Yeah, women in society are really challenged right now. On the one hand, because there is a lot of confusion. Like, what is it? What does it look like to be masculine? What does it look like to be feminine? We're a little bit confused there as to what is a healthy male role model.
Right.
How does he look like? How does he act? What is the essence of a feminine? You know, even saying that the essence of a feminine maybe is doing God's work, creating babies on this earth. I mean, so many women get triggered by that.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm not here to make babies. I'm here to make a business. Like, pause for a second.
Right.
You know? Like, really? It's such a taboo nowadays.
Yeah.
Even saying it
Yeah.
creates resistance. I've had conversations here where it's like, yeah, but man can't lead us. And how are you playing a role in this polarity, in this dance? So on the one hand, what I see is that men are not stepping up in the relationship and being an embodied leader in the relationship. And this creates distrust in the feminine.
Yeah.
So the feminine can't rest and relax. And so what happens a lot in relationship is this fear comes out in many different ways. The feminine starts expressing, like, where are you? What's happening? Where are we going? Why you never do that? You always do it like that. The complaint there can go into judgment because of not trusting the man. And so on the one hand, men need to level up and become more masculine and more clear and embodied. And on the other hand, women, because of the man not being in their masculine grows.
Right. Right.
So they start judging more, or hey, if you're not leading, I'm gonna lead. I'm gonna make the dates. I'm gonna pay for my own bills.
I'm gonna mother you.
Yeah, I'm gonna mother you and try to fix you. And this is such a tiring pattern for both. And this is one of the biggest patterns that I see. Like, kind of like, and I'm gonna say it, like an emasculated man, unclear in his word, in his actions, in his purpose, in his vision, kind of floating around, flowing, free birding around in life, like myself.
Yeah.
Until 4 or 5 years ago,
Right.
I was like, I don't know where I'm going in life. I am so grateful for my wife, but don't talk about babies and don't talk about where we're going, because that triggers the fuck out of me. I don't want to connect with that clarity in myself. I just want to let go and be at peace and be at ease and go with the flow and live the good life and never work with, tension or struggle or challenge. I just wanted only the positive spectrum, like, let me be. Yeah, it's very feminine.
Yeah.
Very flowy.
Yeah.
And so, that's a theme that I see often, and partially men need to step up in their relationship and be more embodied men so that the feminine can soften, and women have an opportunity, the way I see it, to learn to communicate more in a feminine way.
What are some examples of that?
Yes. So, for example, instead of hearing in the relationship as a man, like, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, I'm getting tired of this, I'm getting sick of this, I need to know where we're going, what we're doing. That's coming from a very judgmental place, like, you are not doing it correct. You are not doing it right. Yeah? This is the opposite of what a man wants and needs. A man thrives on appreciation. So on the one hand, can you bring more appreciation to your man? That's one medicine that could already soften the man in his nervous system and feel like, okay, I'm doing one thing right, I'm gonna do the next thing even better, But on the other hand, communicating in a more feminine way can also look like, instead of saying, you're not doing it right, Or where are you leading us in the relationship? Because I see you just, you know, distracting yourself all the time.
Mm-hmm.
She can come from a place of feeling her body and say something like, may I share something that's on my heart?
Mm.
She's asking for permission.
Mm-hmm.
This is already where the man is like opening his ears.
Mm-hmm.
She's not judging. I like this approach better. What's there? And then she can go even deeper and say something like, I feel unsafe in this relationship. Watch the man like getting a little bit like stronger, like,
Yeah.
you feel unsafe in this relationship?
Right.
The man wants his woman to feel safe.
Yeah.
The man wants to provide. The man wants to soften the feminine. The man wants to take care, yeah? And so, as a woman, it can be super powerful to start learning to speak more from a feminine way and basically call in the man more into his leadership.
Yeah.
And into that more masculine part to provide safety, to provide clarity. And this is a skill. This is where communication from both sides is needed as a form of, you know, creating more connection, the feminine to be able to soften more, and the man to take on more the role as a leader in the relationship.
Right.
So that is maybe the biggest pattern that I see. There's a lot of unclear, flowy men, emasculated.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of women who are very high in their masculine, and the polarity is off.
Right. So what's something that we can do or practice that you might offer to someone, a woman who might be noticing she's in her masculine, hyper masculine, or a man who might feel emasculated, either in a relationship together or just generally as an individual? What are some practices or thoughts or questions that you might offer to help someone restore some of that balance or harmony in that?
Yeah. I mean, the big theme is take more leadership as a man.
As a man, take more leadership.
In the relationship. That's number one.
For yourself.
For yourself.
And then for the relationship.
Exactly. For yourself first.
Yeah.
A very important distinction. And before leading the relationship better, lead yourself better.
Yeah.
What is the vision for myself?
Yeah.
How am I embodying a healthy body?
Right.
How am I
taking
care of myself?
Yeah.
Yeah. Am I getting up on time in the morning? Am I going to the gym?
That's great. Simple things.
A great way is to start with one thing, like I'm going to commit to going to the gym twice a week, get into my body, connect to physical strength, and pick that one thing that will help you create structure, feel more powerful, and take more responsibility for your own life.
Yep.
And when you pick that one thing, how you do one thing is how you do everything, you can practice showing up for that.
That's great.
Boom.
Love that.
So as a man, that's an amazing practice. And maybe tripling down from that, like start noticing, where is your woman, your wife, your girlfriend actually leading you? And what I mean with that, is she planning the dates? Is she organizing everything? Is she organizing the holidays? Is she paying for the bills? Is she making all of the decisions in where you're going to live next, or what the next family house environment is going to be? Is she initiating sex all the time, or intimacy or lovemaking? Where is she the initiator, and where are you, in the back seat? Driving a car is an example.
Yeah.
Start driving the car yourself. Lead your woman while driving the car. Yeah. It's a very emasculated thing if the woman starts driving.
Yeah.
Not that it's not good, it can't happen or anything, but it's something to practice. Like, hey, where am I letting my woman lead?
Right.
And so that those are some examples for men.
Yep, love it. And for women?
And for women, how can she practice being more in her feminine? Be more with women, so that the talking, the ideas, the fears, and all of that can be expressed in a feminine environment. Women love to talk and be together and so be more with women. That's one. Communicate more in a feminine way. Practice feminine communication. Like start talking from asking for permission to possibly say something. That's a great way to connect with a man. Start speaking from the body, from I feel. I feel, without manipulating, but truly
That's
coming
great.
from a feeling, and then leaving the man in the opportunity to lead or to step in, to step up. Those are
Love
and
that.
for women as well. Like where are you noticing that you have the urge to fix the man or step into the driver's seat or initiate everything? I see so many women who are tired of that. They want their man to step up. They want their man to create more leadership and structure. And when they do, even if they think that they don't want that, when they do, they're like,
They feel it in their nervous system.
can breathe. Whoa, can be now.
Yeah.
So those are some practical.
I love it.
Is that helpful?
That's so helpful. It's so cool. It's so cool to see and again, like you're saying, just as we wrap it up here, because we've been sitting in the rain with these microphones, so I trust that they're good.
Creating some masculine protection around this.
That's right. There we go.
Around this microphone.
There we go. What's been really cool for me is to see it in your relationship. Like when I met you and Elena, like Elena was just, a Google dropout, corporate, like climb the corporate ladder, making a lot of money, like boom, 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 boom. And you were, as you said, go with the flow, and to see that polarity like really shift in a huge way, where she's now a stay-at-home mom, and she's a mother, and she's allowing you the space to lead, and you're taking the leadership. It's like, it's so cool to see how, just from the outside looking in, how much your relationship has evolved and as you say, has improved incredibly, and what's possible for other people in those dynamics.
I mean, where we come from, I was that guy.
Yeah.
That was not leading in the relationship. She was managing the finances. She was making more money. She was already at a high corporate career on top of the ladder. And I was just starting into my entrepreneurial journey. So we started like that. She was the one initiating so many things. And we have basically completely reversed that. So I'm now the one who's making the money.
Yes.
I'm managing the finances. I'm deciding what we do, when we do it.
And she's trusting you.
She's trusting me. She's practicing saying that she trusts me.
And what does that do for you?
Oh my God! When she says that, I want to go even faster, even harder, I want to do even more.
Yeah.
Because I want her to relax. I want her to be in her feminine. I want her to be able to do whatever she feels like doing.
Yeah.
Whether that's creating a business is fine.
Yeah.
But I provide that space now for her where she can really listen and feel into what she wants. There's no pressure for her to make money, to think about a career or anything. She is doing God's work now by being a mother, and she's the happiest she's ever been.
Oh, so good.
I
love it.
Yes.
I can't wait I want to get her on the podcast as well and interview both of you so we get her perspective also. So part 2 coming in Portugal maybe sometime soon.
Yes. So welcome. So
beautiful,
great.
Joren. Well, anything else has been amazing conversation. It feels like we're still just scratching at the surface, but to land the plane here, anything else that you want to share as we wrap up on this topic?
Yeah, maybe just to recap that, we have all these masculine and feminine energies inside of us, and it's not so much about judging ourselves for being in one. It's more about having the awareness of where you are, and is this serving me right now? Is this serving the relationship? And from that place of non-judgment but awareness, hey, respond in a way that maybe feels more true to your nature, to your essence. And whether that's taking more leadership in your relationship, or taking better care of your health as a man, or from the feminine perspective, noticing where am I judgmental, where am I trying to fix him, where am I stepping into the leadership role. Hey, ask yourself, how much am I playing a role in this polarity? In the complaints for the woman, or the man withdrawing and maybe feeling worthless. Where am I creating distrust as a man in the feminine and playing a role in that? Connect to the awareness of, how am I showing up here? Can I lead for a more empowered way, more masculine way here? Or as a woman, can I soften more into my feminine so that he can lead more? And that's one thing I want to say. And the other part is, it's not gonna go like a straight line in one go. Like, men will fuck up in their leadership. And women will maybe still speak more masculine. And as men, it's like being able to lead the woman more into her feminine and work on ourselves so that we can lead our women more into their feminine. And as women, it's practicing to be, to come more from a feminine place. So you will fuck up. It's not gonna go in a straight line, I can tell you that. And have some compassion along the way and patience as well, because both sides need to bring back trust in, okay, how does it feel like to be in my feminine? And how does it feel like to be in my masculine? And being seen in that by my wife, being appreciated in that. And really, the one thing that I really wanted to say in this conversation also is like, let's go back to really appreciating what it means to be a man. Let's go back to really loving what it means to be a woman, and loving both of these essences. Men being better leaders, better providers, better space holders, and women connecting to their unique essence to be and to offer their medicine and their nourishment and
wisdom
and doing God's work by nourishing our children. When we honor both of these unique qualities that we both have as both men and women, we can go back to celebrating these qualities.
Beautiful.
And having a reverence for these qualities, instead of looking at what is wrong in men all the time, for example. That's not going to lead us anywhere.
Right.
What can we celebrate in men and really appreciate, what men can bring to the table? And what can we love about our women again? And what's so beautifully unique about our women, Maybe that's a closing part of the conversation, because I feel like we're finger pointing a lot. And let's celebrate again each other,
So good. I love it. That's the exclamation point. Joren, thank you, brother. Thanks for the honesty, for the vulnerability, for sharing, for daring to venture into this conversation and this topic, and excited to continue the conversation on this note and keep learning.
Beautiful. It felt vulnerable to do that, but my heart is beating, and I also feel like, okay,
good.
Let's deepen this conversation and continue this conversation, because it's important.
It is. We're just getting started.
You're just getting started.
Love you, brother. Thank you.
Love you, bro.
Boom. Yeah.